On this week's edition of SmackDown Live, the show opened up with a contract signing to make the WWE Championship match between Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan official at Fastlane. Daniel Bryan was already seated at the table with his minion Eric Rowan behind him, and both Shane and Stephanie McMahon as they waited the presence of Kofi Kingston to sign the contract. Kofi arrived with both Xavier Woods and Big E, ready to sign probably one of the biggest contracts of his life. Just before that, however, Kofi spoke on his tenure with the company, and after 11 long years, all he wanted was a chance, and now it's finally happening. He thanked his New Day brethren and the overwhelming support from the WWE Universe. Kofi then sat at the table. Bryan would sign first, and then it went over to the way of Kofi. But before he could put pen to paper, Vince McMahon's theme hit, and out came the boss. Vince thanked Kofi for his efforts over the past number of years, before announcing that he's replacing him in the main event, a person who Vince put is more deserving of a title shot than Kofi. That man was Kevin Owens, who returned after suffering an injury in October, where he required double knee surgery, and has now surprisingly just been automatically drafted to the Blue brand. Owens nonchalantly walked down to the ring and signed the contract, making it official. So, in a shocking turn of events, we will now have Kevin Owens face Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship at Fastlane. During the signing, Kofi just stood in utter dismay as his opportunity to win the title was just flushed down the toilet in an instant. But why? Why after all the hype in WWE and on social media to push Kofi Kingston to the main event, has WWE made the decision to replace him with Kevin Owens? A man who's been out of action for 6 months and thrusted straight back into the title scene as #1 contender. Well, we have 3 reasons why. Number 1. To freshen up the title scene. The SmackDown roster is home to a number of legendary superstars. Samoa Joe, Jeff Hardy, Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Shelton Benjamin are just a few off the top of our head. But even though there's a lot of talent on the Blue brand, WWE is reluctant to push a number of superstars on the brand for a chance at the WWE Championship. And those wrestlers who are always seen in the title picture, it just wouldn't make sense to put the title on them. Randy Orton has had far too many title runs, and putting the championship on him would be a massive mistake, unless it's to put a superstar over. AJ Styles is another person who doesn't need the belt to solidify his position as a main eventer. Samoa Joe has had way too many chances at capturing the belt but has failed in almost every single match. And Jeff just doesn't seem like he'll be around for much longer. Kevin Owens is a former Universal Champion, and in our opinion should have never lost the belt to part-timer Goldberg, as it killed any momentum he had in the main event scene. Vince is certainly right. He is deserving of a title shot. He's been through some awful booking lately, being squashed by Braun Strowman and always coming up short, not even putting the Intercontinental Championship on him. He deserves the match, but just not as much as Kofi. Believe it or not, this is the first time that Kevin Owens and Daniel Bryan will face each other in a one-on-one match in WWE. Now, don't think we're ignoring past wrestling history. The two did collide together in one-on-one matches before, but that was in Ring of Honor. They have wrestled each other in tag matches, most notably one last night and their meet at WrestleMania 34 where Daniel Bryan came out of retirement. But this is a proper one-on-one encounter where the two are not considered rookies anymore. Their meet at Fastlane would freshen things up, and it's a chance to have Daniel Bryan face someone he hasn't already faced in a throwaway match on SmackDown. Number 2. Cementing Vince as the only heel authority figure. Before the Christmas holidays, WWE had general managers running each show, but they did away with this after ushering in a new era. The only people that would be running the shows would be the McMahons. Shane was and always has been babyface, and you might have noticed that Stephanie and Triple H are babyfaces too, as they gave Becky Lynch a chance to apologize for striking them if she wanted to remain in the title picture. Thus, the only heel authority figure seems to be Vince McMahon. He's certainly not the heel he once was during the Attitude and Ruthless Aggression eras, but his decision to replace a number of superstars at the drop of a hat suggests that he's a heel. A few weeks ago, he made the decision to suspend Becky Lynch for 60 days, a suspension that surpasses WrestleMania 35, which meant she needed to be replaced in a championship match. Vince intentionally replaced her with the one superstar that the WWE Universe didn't want in the match, Charlotte Flair. Vince did the same on this week's edition of SmackDown Live by replacing the fan favourite with another wrestler, screwing over the person who truly deserves the title shot. Now, Vince being a heel and his children not, could lead to some sort of balance of power between the new generation of Triple H, Shane and Stephanie who want to revolutionise the business, against the old school ethics of Vince who doesn't want to push new and young wrestlers but sticks to the safer option. It might seem a little far-fetched, but Vince might be suffering from some sort of dementia, kayfabe-wise, as in September 2017, Kevin Owens brutally attacked Vince McMahon in the ring. He delivered a devastating headbutt which busted him open, and then hit him with a super kick to the face before delivering a frog splash on him off the top rope. It was also revealed that during a WWE Network special on Kevin Owens, that Vince McMahon didn't like Owens' match at WrestleMania 33. Whilst Owens admitted he didn't quite like how the match panned out, he was crushed backstage when he got Vince's disapproval of the match. As a result, he felt Vince didn't have any trust in him being a main eventer again, so why would he give him a title shot? In kayfabe terms, it just doesn't make any sense, other than to progress this storyline between Vince's balance of power. And number 3, #Kofi Mania. While Vince cemented himself as a massive heel figure, Kofi's babyface character just shot up tenfold. When Lynch learned of a replacement, she rebelled to fight against the system, sneaking back into the arena and attacking her rivals. Kofi, on the other hand, when learning of the replacement, looked devastated as Owens signed the contract. He's a man that has worked 11 years for this moment, only for it to be taken away in an instant, almost feeling that this was too good to be true, a powerful moment. The same goes for Becky Lynch, though she took a more Austin-like approach. This year's WrestleMania should be dedicated to the underdogs, those wrestlers who you would have never thought be headlining a Mania just a year ago. It's certain that both will be placed into the match they rightfully deserve. Now, it's unfortunate to say, but Kevin Owens being placed in the main event once again is just filler. But if WWE had gone with the original plan of Kofi vs Bryan at Fastlane, Kofi would have no doubt suffered a loss and lost all credibility of ever winning the championship. Delaying the match to WrestleMania 35 would have a more feel-good moment, as Kofi could take the championship off Bryan on the grandest stage of them all, and it seems that this match is going to happen. Wrestling Insider Slice Wrestling tweeted the following: "Due to the monumental momentum of Kofi Kingston, he is now in line for a mega push heading into WrestleMania 35, which would see him compete for the WWE Championship at the Showcase of the Immortals. Booking changes are now being made to accommodate Kofi. #Kofi Mania. Thanks to the enormous support of the WWE Universe, WWE will now save the match for WrestleMania and insert Kofi back into the title picture after Fastlane. Just how they do that is anyone's guess, but it's sure to involve all 3 members of the New Day, as they rally behind Kofi and, all together, they fight for his chance to be #1 contender again. This could involve a 6-man tag, where the New Day could even face a returning Luke Harper to join Eric Rowan and Daniel Bryan, or perhaps this could involve the return of the elusive Bray Wyatt, who hasn't been seen on WWE television since August last year. Anything is possible, but it's sure that there will be a payoff. Not just for Becky Lynch, who will eventually be inserted into the Raw Women's Championship match, but for Kofi as well, who has not only deserved the win, but has major fan support. This is the best way WWE could have booked this situation. Rather than Kofi getting beaten at Fastlane, killing his momentum and possibly gaining another opportunity at Mania, WWE have done it right, keeping matches fresh with a possible big payoff in the end. If Kofi wins at Mania, it's safe to say he wouldn't hold a belt for long, but it would certainly be an incredible moment for him and the WWE Universe. But what are your thoughts on Kevin Owens replacing Kofi Kingston at Fastlane? Let us know in the comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.